Kayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihin.
Sa nagatang bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baka, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdirinig, ang bituin at araw ng kanyang pangay magdidinig.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to another day training of the Portable Learning Management System, a platform for technology-enhanced flexible learning in schools with challenging internet connectivity. And for this afternoon, I'd like to welcome our facilitator, Assistant Professor Larry Rehensha.
Thank you, Ma'am Jan. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? How about that one?
Sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Afternoon.
50
Yes,
na
sir.
tayo. Congratulations for reaching this day. So I hope you are excited as much as I am for today's session. So hopefully you are learning a lot in the course of this training, no? So for today, just a recap also from yesterday's session, as discussed by Ma'am Janice and Ma'am Myla. So you've learned yesterday about advanced settings and backup. So it was a little bit technical, but that was a very, very important topic, no? So if I may share, are you seeing my screen right now? Just to check.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
One important consideration that I have discovered yesterday is the importance of the backing up of the course. So as you can see, you've learned all these items yesterday. So setting the restrictions, importing the course, backing up the course, restoring course activities, and resetting course to default settings. So if you have if you have backed up your course, you can actually import them again at any time, right? So make it, if I may suggest, make it a habit to back up your courses, so that if ever your PLMS doesn't start anymore, you know, those kind of situations, you don't have to go through all those things, making the entire course. Setting the customization, that is much easier compared to making the actual course, right? So I would really suggest if you could master that part, importing, backing up, it's a life-saving activity. It really saves a lot of time. So And you can store that one in a folder to be more much more organized now. So for today, yeah, if I may also acknowledge, prior to this 1 o'clock training, I have also a technical session, as I have posted in our bulletin, 12 to 1 o'clock. I was able to help Ma'am Aquilina from Batangas. So that's good news, and she's already up and running. So hopefully she could catch up with us today as well. So yeah, and for today, what we're going to learn would be about the student account management. So in our PLMS, as you notice, it's a portable one, right? So our students can basically run this particular PLMS on their own. So distribution-wise, we can actually share it to them. Yes, Sir Cooks. You have a question?
Good afternoon, Sir Lar.
Yes.
When we restore a course, it only restores the structure of the course, but not the design of the homepage and main page, no?
When you restore, it only restores the structure, but not the contents. Am I correct? You're breaking up, Sir
So
Cooks. Sorry.
we have to start from scratch, like rebuilding the main.
Sorry, Sir Cooks, you're really breaking up. Okay, let's see. Maybe he can. I think he's referring to restoring the complete. Okay, hindi. Okay, so Sir Rino said hindi nasali yung design sa restore, only the course and its content. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, my limitations, si course, yung course restoration, no? So hindi siya fully or exactly the same kasi if there will be a different, let's just say for example, a different PLMS running, and then the designs are different, I believe the design will not be copied into that particular PLMS instance. So only the course and the content will be carried over. No, because otherwise it would be contradicting na. No. So
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, Sir Cox. All right, so moving on. Yes, for today, again, we learned logging in using the student account. As you notice, it might be easier for today, no? So hopefully you will get along with this one. We are still, kumukonti na lang tayo. We already have 69 participants, but I'm hoping, and we are hoping from the team that the rest could still catch up. After all, this is a 6 months course. It is not only for a 1 week course. It is only the training that will be good for a week, but we will still be supporting you throughout the 6 months period. So we also edit the profile, view and download course contents, and answering quizzes. So if I may remind everyone, maybe if you could prepare also some quizzes there, one with that requires an attachment and the other would be without an attachment, and prepare also a quiz which we would answer, and viewing activity completion. So if you have prepared those items, it would also be much easier for you to follow along. and you could also easily submit as well in the assignment or for the activities after the training. All right, so let's get started. So for today, let's start our PLMS running. Okay, so at this point, as you all know, we have to be, or we must have already a course, I believe, and we also need to have the students, no? Just even a few, not so many lang, 3 or 5 students enrolled in a particular course. And then we're going to use their account to log in. So it's very important to remember the username and password. So yes, it depends now on your implementation. Hopefully tomorrow, as Sir Dave will explain, in terms of your approach to the PLMS on how you are going to utilize it for your class. So at this stage right now, let me just log in first as an admin, no? So that you can visualize also what we're trying to achieve for today. So I will log in first as a teacher, just for us to check if our students are already enrolled and who are they, and you can also see them if we could successfully log in using their accounts. So I'm going to use here a course called IT Audit. Okay, so we need to I have few activities for this one, but let me check first on the enrolled users, because we need to know or make sure that we have enrolled users for our course. Baka naman nakalimutan ninyo, no? Wala pa lang course students naka-enroll sa course, tapos na-distribute nyo na. So it's very important that you also test it yourself. Okay, Sereno, I think that was addressed yesterday. Well, don't worry, we'll catch up with that one later, Sereno. Okay, so yes, I am hoping you already have students as well. You have a course with students enrolled already. So if you have that, let's see, can I see some thumbs up? I think some participants have just joined in. So, okay. Had a difficulty enrolling in students. Okay. Okay. For the meantime, okay, let's just do first manual enrollment, no? Para it would not be very long process. So, okay, as you notice, I am already, okay, let me go back to my course. So let's say you are inside your course and then you don't have students yet, right? And you want to enroll. Okay, so there are 2 ways to check the enrolled users. So you can go through the gear icon and then users, or you can go to the bottom. You can go to the bottom and then merong what do you call this? Enrolled users button here as well. So kahit saan lang pwede kang darating sa page na to. So when we have this page, there's also an enroll users button. You can click on that one. So at this stage, you must have, by the way, the students listed already. Kumbaga, we should have a master list, by the way. Yes, and you have to do this one at the very beginning, no? So you have to enroll your students prior to, add your students rather to the master list, and then enroll them after to a particular course or courses. So at this stage, I think I have let me just add additional student na lang, okay? I think I don't have any more, what do you call this? Course. I mean, sorry, student. Lahat sila naka-enroll na sa, let me just check this one na lang. Let me just double check here para ma-simulate. Okay, so for this particular sample course, illustrate ko na lang dito para hindi tayo medyo matagalan. Okay, so you have already listed, okay, let me just show you na lang all the students that I have, no? Para mas better siguro. Where is that one? Okay, users, accounts, add a new user. Okay. So if I browse list of users, okay, just let me know if I'm running quite fast, no? Parang review na kasi din ito. So for you to go to this page to check if you already have the list of students in your PLMS, all you have to go is click on your dashboard. Then on your right side in the gear icon, there's a site administration. Then under that, there's users. And under users, there's accounts. And then you can look at a browse list of users and it will direct you to this page. Okay. So si Ma'am Edna, nagtatanong siya kung saan naka-attach yung CSV file. Once you have uploaded yung CSV file, hindi mo na yun, kasi what will happen is the PLMS will pick up those lists and then upload it sa PLMS database. So you have to create another one. But in this case, I will just add a new user manually. So hindi ko na lang i-simulate yung CSV para hindi naman tayo masyadong matagalan. So student 4. So I have 3 students. So later on, it's up to you how you're going to come up with a username for your students. It could be a combination of their first letter of their first name and then last name, or it could be a generic name, student 1 to the last. Tapos you'll just have a printed list of that para may reference tayo. And then, ano po yung password nila? So you have to set password. No? So student 4. I will just make it easier. Same username, same password lang for now. So that hindi ako makalimot. Then first name, Michael. Let's just say si Michael Jordan, student natin. For the email address, this is just here for profile purposes. She's noticed your PLMS natin is only running locally. So running it in the internet, hindi siya magagamit because it will not connect to the internet. So they can set the other settings here. And then, of course, they can upload picture and then create user. So Ma'am Annabelle, I hope you are able to follow. So add muna tayo ng users through kumbaga master list of our users through the site administration, not in the course, but through the site administration. So once you have that provided, you can click on create user. So right now I have 4 students. Okay. So I can now go back to my courses. Okay. And then let's check if we have enrolled users. Let's check our enrolled users. So as you can see, the recent name that I added, si Michael Jordan, is not yet enrolled in this particular course. So to enroll, simply click on Enroll Users, and then we'll search for. So usually, only those users or students that are not enrolled can be listed or can be shown in this dropdown. However, if it's too many, it will not be shown. So you'll have to search the students. Okay. So in this case, isa na lang ang hindi na-enroll. So it is much easier. So just select and then click Enroll Users. Okay, so at this stage, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 students. And as you can see, you will also see the last time the student accessed the course. Although this is not going to be useful later on if they have their own PLMS. Siyempre, it's running on their machine, so hindi mo yan makikita. So let's go back to the course. And then, yes. Now, before we view any course content, what are the options for the student? No? So when they are actually logging in already in the PLMS, so what will be the options and what are those things that they can actually do or see? So we have to test this one so that you can also imagine that what you're actually doing is actually the ones that you are also expecting them to see. Baka yung may iba silang makikita na hindi dapat mo ipakita. So something like that, no? So right now, what we will do is we're going to switch account. So we are going to log in as a student. So I will log out. So when you switch, no need to stop the Spoodle. You just have to log in with a separate username and password. So I will try the new student that I have added, which is student 4. Okay. Okay, so this is the first window or the first page that the user will encounter upon logging in. No? So usually mayroon pa siyang tour, a dashboard tour, to give the user a guide in terms of how to use this particular page. So he can click next and then, or he can click on end tour. No? So at this page, all the courses where Michael is enrolled will be seen here. Okay. And then, what other options that Michael can do at this page? So Michael can actually update the profile. Okay. He can go to. He can click on profile rather. Yes, Ma'am Rosie, I'm going there, Ma'am Rosie, no? Yes. But for this case, this is only, imagine muna natin that student, we're logging in a student, not as a teacher. So these are the only things that the student can do while the student is logged in already to the PLMS. So on this page, he can update his profile by going to edit profile. So personal details in here, as well as uploading also a picture. Okay. So he can update the first name and last name if it's not complete and so on. And then for the time zone, you can leave that as is. Anyway, we have the same time zone with Perth, Australia. And then picture, they can also upload picture if they want to. Then, of course, in order for the changes to take effect, they need to click Update Profile. In this case, let's try uploading something just to see some changes. Let me try. I'm not sure if this will work, but let's give it a try. All right. So we now have uploaded a picture of Michael. And what other things that he can actually change? So the student can actually change their password if they want to. So under Preferences, they have several options here to change, but most of them will not be applicable because our PLMS is standalone. So change password, they can do change password. So siguro it would now depend on how you're going to implement your PLMS, no? So maybe you don't want, you have a dedicated password for each student, or I don't think, if in my case, I don't think I would allow them to change password. Parang ang dami na nating password i-recall, diba? So it's really up to you at this stage, no? It's up to them, or it's up to you in terms of you want a password change to your student or not. So yes. And then badges, we're not using badges at this stage because, but this can be, I'm not sure if this can be implemented for PLMS, but I think it can be implemented, pero this would be medyo advanced na siya ng konti, no? All right, so after, this is now the editing profile. So after this one, the student can go back to his dashboard. So the student will be able to view the recently accessed course. So si Michael, hindi pa siya pumasok, hindi pa siya nag-click ni IT Audit, kaya hindi siya nag-appear in the recently accessed course. But once Michael clicks on this IT Audit course, it will appear here. So on the dashboard, dito din makikita yung timeline of activities na dapat gagawin ni student. So may timeline na siya, and the calendar. So those highlighted will have a corresponding activities. So in a way, the student would be already on his own. He can take the quizzes on his own. He can do the readings and other learning activities on his own without access to the internet. O, di ba? Yan yung pinaka-advantage ni PLMS. Although later on, there will be challenges, but wag muna yun. And also, the student can also view upcoming events. So it's really handy already for them. Okay, so we now go to the course itself. Any questions so far? Ma'am Edna, wala po tayong mobile app for PLMS. No. Pero maybe Sir Dave can share more on that one tomorrow. Okay, so
Sir
are we
Larry,
good? Yes. Go ahead, sir.
yung PLMS ba, hindi siya pwedeng mag-web, nakaset na web view para sa mobile din?
What happened kasi, sir, is that
Web view.
the PLMS itself needs to be run in a Windows OS.
Yes.
Kasi si Android at saka si iOS, hindi siya nag-run ng .exe file eh. So they really need to have a laptop. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so let's proceed. So once the course is here,
Yes.
the student can click on this one,
Yeah.
and then they can now view the contents of the course. Okay, let me just end this one. So this is another tour. I believe you have experienced this also in other software na mayroon silang tour. So since it is a first time login, you can have this one. You will see this one rather. Okay. So punta lang tayo sa introduction. So what they will see in the course is the course name or the course code here. I forgot to include the course number in my course name, and then the contents on the left side. So the contents is actually, it depends on how you configured it. No? So topic or weekly basis. So it's up to you. So yes, at this stage, he can scroll the contents of each section or for each topic. So what I have here is the welcome image, the announcement. He can click on announcement if ever there are any, but I have not added any for this particular section. And then since we are about to start the class, I want the student to review first on some basic knowledge about some prerequisites before proceeding to the course itself. No? So pinapa-review ko si student about database systems so that he would be easier for them to at least makarecall sila for some technological terms related to databases. So for each learning activity, they are usually identified by looking only at the icon. No? So for this one, I think you're familiar already that this is actually a file. So this particular file is linked to a PDF file. So when I click on review databases, it will open to a PDF file. So sample lang to. It's actually a file from SAP, no? But it's just a sample. Yes, you can attach PDF files po. And if I may suggest, always encourage or always consider micro-learning so that those files that you will attach will not be very big. Okay, minimal lang as much as possible. So just a few pages. In this case, I have 4 pages. So the student can read on this one. Okay, he can also print this document if they want to. And that's viewing the file. Okay, this is already a course content that is a file. So once they're done with this one, if you are strictly following, diba, you have learned already the course completion, activity completion rather. So just like what we have experienced in our portable learning sa OurSoul, the activities needs to be completed before you can proceed. So you can also implement the same to the student. So let's say, for example, the student is done reading, so he can click on this one. So he's done with that one. So the progress is now updated 1/1. Okay, so the student can now proceed to the next section. So in this case, there are other course content that we have included as well. So you have content in a folder. Okay, so for content in the folder, they're also identified with the icon, and all this the student will just have to click the this particular link in order to view the contents. So ganyan lang kadali. So usually if you have a folder, you want to include all related files that may be separate. So in this case, one example I can share to you is that, let's say, for example, you have data analysis, no? So There's one file that will probably a PDF explaining what is data analysis, or even a PowerPoint file. Another one would be the data itself, no? And probably a sample analysis that the user can use, the student can use as a guide. And then let's just say yung second file na nag-contain ng data is also the file that he is going to use where he can perform his data analysis. No? So it's normally a combination of related files that is intended for this particular item or topic. Now, the student can, of course, download each file. So automatically, when they click, they will be prompted by opening it directly or saving the file. But instead of opening it directly, individually, they can always click download folder. So when they click on download folder, all the contents will be zipped, will be placed in the zip, and they just click save file and click OK, and it will be stored somewhere in their computer or their laptop. And then they need to extract the files so that they would be able to view them. Okay, so that is a folder. So once the student is done with that one, they can check this completion, activity completion na naman. So the activity completion will also update his progress 1 out of 7. The next one, this particular content, as you notice, wala siyang icon. This is a label. No? So si label, no particular identifying icon, but just the label itself would tell you that this is also, or you can also use this one. So normally I use this one for just simple learning activities. So let's say, for example, in this case, I have hindi to ordinaryo na JPEG or PNG file. No, this is the GIF file. I believe you have seen this before. Marami to social media, di ba? So although yung sa social media is not really something that we could use in class, pero there are other GIF files that are really related to our respective courses that someone else around the world is converting it into something like this. The reason why I would also recommend this one is maliit lang kasi yung files niya, unlike an entire video, di ba? So in this case, the file is really small, and the student can appreciate that in this case, for example, this is how the human embryo and fetus is being developed. So they can appreciate from the very early stage until the mother gives birth. So very useful siya. The next one, okay, so right after that one, they can do again activity completion, and then the progress automatically update here. Then the next one, here I have added another folder just to illustrate. So this is another folder which contains multiple files. So I also encourage you to come up with, although it's probably additional work if you do infographics. However, infographics is really something that is really useful. Okay, not something that you really have to do it with Photoshop. Hindi ganon. Okay, pwede yung slide mo in PowerPoint. Okay, if you have a lot of contents there that is really naka-summarize na siya, all you have to do is save that page as a JPEG file or as a picture file, no, for that particular slide. Tapos insert mo dito. So it would be very useful already. So it will give the student an overall picture of what you are trying to deliver for this particular topic. So no need, wag masyadong yung mga complicated. So the next one I have added here Okay, so activity completion, and then tutorial in, of course, just this is another label. Okay, but instead of adding, earlier I only added an image, a GIF image, but in this case, I added a video. Okay, so this video is only very minimal. I think this is only a few minutes, 1 to 3 minutes, I think, and I forgot. So this can also be played. So you can add videos, but I would encourage you to, again, let's apply micro learning so that the file size of these videos would not be very big. No, so as much as possible, it would be small lang. So again, once they are done, they can click on this one. So again, so the progress of the students, he can monitor himself. Okay, so 4 out of 7 pa ako, but ano ba bang kulang? So next would be, meron pa pala siyang assignment at saka quiz na i-take. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, yes, oh, Ma'am Celis, yes, this application is only for, yeah, kailangan talaga may laptop.
Hello, sir. Good
Yes,
afternoon.
Christian, yes.
Sir, I want to ask, sir, wala pa tayo doon sa ano, sir, no? Yung pagbalik sa ano, no? Pagbalik ng result ng student sa atin.
Wala pa.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sa activity, you will see that sa activity completion. Okay. Sir Cooks. With regards to default password, we will be the one, as a teacher, kayo yung mag-set ng default username and password. Yes.
Sir, follow up lang.
Okay.
Is there a way that we can bulk import the passwords as well? Katulad ng when we did bulk import of the enrollment the other day.
Okay, let me just check that one.
Is it possible ba?
Let me see. I have not tried it. Sir Jade, maybe you can answer. Can we include passwords, Sir Jade?
Yes, sir. In terms of bulk user creation, yes, password is a required field. So basically, there's a column. Since it's a CSV file, there's a column for password, and you just have to input. I forgot the exact word. Later, I will send the exact word, and
yes,
then
sir,
basically, sige sir, ano pa?
The other day kasi when we created yung nag-import kami ng enrollment, we were only instructed to create columns for username, first name, last name, email. Can we create an extra column for the default passwords ng mga students? Yes.
Kasi yung ginawa nyo, sir, hindi talaga siya, even though the purpose was enrollment, but you really cannot enroll users without uploading them first in the system. So what you really did was, hindi po, dun sa system po. So dapat andun muna sila sa system. What you did was really uploading, the CSV file that you uploaded in the past days was actually not on the enrollment, but that was for the system. Yes, so for you to really enroll the students, you need to type them manually on the individually on the courses. So yun na po yung file na yun. Bali yun na po yung may column ng password. Tsaka pag nakalagay dun is, I guess, not update, tapos students will be forced to change their password immediately after logging in.
Kasi in our school kasi, sir, we are only given a class list na binibigay ng registrar. Also, they also give us an XML file of the copy of that student list. So I'm thinking, is it possible that we can do the same process in our activity the past few days? We just import the list into our classroom
Yes, sir. Parang ganun na po yung mangyayari. Bali, yung file, it should be converted into CSV. Tas si
Yes.
teacher na mismo yung gagawa ng username tsaka yung password ng
Ah,
student.
okay. So thank
Oo.
you.
Sige, sir.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir Jade. Okay, let's continue. All right. So at this stage, I am hoping you are able to follow. You're logging in as a student and you are viewing your contents as well. Can I see some response from, okay, thumbs up maybe? Thank you so much. Okay, may iba not yet pa. So you're still creating, that's understandable. No problem with that one. Okay, how to check po username and password for the student? Okay, sige. Punta tayo doon, Ma'am Rosa. So, okay. If the student wants to, I think you're referring to as a teacher, right? Not as a student. Because if you're referring to the username and password of the student, they can change it through their profile. But I think you are referring to as a teacher, no? Trying to view the student username and password. Sige, punta muna tayo doon. I will log out first as a student, and then I'm going to log in as a teacher. So, pagbigyan ko lang natin si Ma'am Rosa. Sige. So, log in tayo as admin or as a teacher. So, you might have changed already that particular username and password to your personal choice. And then, we go to the dashboard and then gear icon, site administration, users, accounts. Okay. So after you log in, go to your dashboard, click on the gear icon, expand site administration, expand users, expand accounts, click accounts, and then click browse list of users. Okay, Ma'am Rosemary, okay. So when you log in as a student, ito po yung na-create ninyo na student, na-add ninyo na student sa system. Okay, Ma'am Edna. Okay. Sige. So at this page, you will already see the users, the students who are in the system, no? So these students can be assigned to or enrolled to different courses, not necessarily to just one course, right? So if you click to any of this one, so let's say Michael Jordan, let me go back. I think it's the same here. So you have an edit on the right side. So you have a delete, hide, or suspend user, and then edit, the small gear icon. So the small gear icon leads you to the preferences. So dalawa pong pwede puntahan. So you can click on, first you can click on the name itself of the student, and then you click on edit profile. And it is here you will see the username and the password. Okay. At this stage, hindi ko na check yung force password change. Because like I've said before, it may be dependent on how we implement. So what would happen if we check this one? The first time that particular student or the first time si Michael mag-log in, he will be forced to change the password. So instead na yung ginamit ko na password for Michael was the same as his username, student4 din. So when he log in using the student4 password, he will be forced to change. So nagpa-prompt si PLMS to change the password to his preferred password. So this is the purpose of forced password change. So it's very important that if you want this to be implemented, you can check this box. Okay. Sir Cooks, go ahead.
Sir, if in a worst case scenario, nag-change yung student ng password tapos nakalimutan niya, can we as teachers reset that password from our end?
This
Parang
is the
mahirap, ano?
yes, yeah.
Oo.
This is the limitation that we have now.
Okay.
So
Better na lang na wag yung i-check yung yung force change.
Sir Larry.
Pwede,
yes, Sir Jed,
pwede
go
naman
ahead.
siguro, sir, no?
For teachers, sir, for example, students forgot their password. Pwede naman, sir. So what happened will be, si student dadalhin yung instance niya dun sa teacher. Si teacher maglalagin as admin, i-reset yung password, bibigyan ulit siya ng panibagong password.
Kasi when I was playing around with the change or the password, it's asking for the current password eh.
Yes, kasi sir, if you force password change, so
Yeah,
that's why the current password was the old password. Tas maglalagay ka na ng bagong password mo.
Yeah, but assuming the student logged in initially, tapos na set ko yung forced password change, and nag-change na siya kasi upon entry niya, mag-change siya ng password. Ngayon, here's the scenario. Nakalimutan niya ngayon yung password niya. Tapos dinala yung instance sa akin. When I reset it, it will ask for the current password, which is yung bagong password niya na in-input na nakalimutan niya. So,
hindi, sir. If you log in as admin, you have the permission, you have the right to change the password immediately po. Hindi na po siya mag-ask ng kung anong password.
Okay.
Pupunta ka lang dun sa users, tapos i-update mo yung password niya and then save.
Yes, thank you.
Sige, sir.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for that, Sir Jade. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Meron akong question.
Go ahead, Sir Vincent.
Is the LMS semi-synchronous? I mean, pwede bang yung mga student natin makapag-contact sa atin, probably if they have questions?
Okay. For this particular PLMS, this is totally offline, sir.
So they could not contact us. For example, in our school, we primarily use Google Classroom. And if they have questions regarding the quiz, they could just have a private message. For example, for any questions or queries regarding the activities or assignments. So they could not ask it directly. So we would provide them with other means of contacting us, like for example in Facebook.
Yes. So yeah.
So this is totally offline, sir.
Yes,
This
totally
part,
offline.
this type of okay.
Okay. So yung messaging natin, I think, I'm not sure if naka-enable ba siya. So remember our Soul has a built-in messaging service, right? So technically si PLMS meron din, pero it's going to be useless kasi offline version siya. So individual, it is running only within the laptop. So that's why naka-local host, the local host would refer back to your own machine. So offline, fully offline po siya.
So if you have any changes regarding the quizzes, right? For example, some quizzes have like you forgot it was checked, the correct answer was the wrong one. You have to change it before the students would considering that the students are already answering. You cannot change it immediately.
No.
Okay.
Hindi na po. Just like yung earlier, yung password problem. So it's not really there's just a little bit of what do you call this one? mayroon siyang workaround, I should say. So the workaround is the student will have to go or come back to you, and you will log into their instance of their PLMS and then update the password or change the quiz settings or whatever changes you want to do. So yan po yung the scenario that's going to happen. No? So that's why we have to review carefully our course content as well, including our quizzes. Okay. Sir Cox, meron pa?
Follow-up question lang, sir.
Go ahead.
Mako-cover ba natin yung pag-distribute ng PLMS sa students tapos pag-consolidate back sa atin?
Yes. I believe that's in for day 6. I'm not
Tomorrow
sure,
pa.
sir. Yeah.
Implementation
Implementation and integration plan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, wait na lang tayo doon para at least you will still be able to absorb the topics for today. All right. Thank you for those questions. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I also mentioned early on the importance of those courses, yung virtual, yung pag-backup ng course, because that would be much easier also later on for the distribution. So consolidation and consolidation of your courses. So remember, di ba, as hindi naman siguro natin gawin na si 5 faculty, 5 USB yung gagamitin ni student. So as much as possible, we want to consolidate those virtual courses, virtual courses for each teacher. So by doing a backup and restoring it into the primary PLMS of, let's say, sa department, it would be much easier. No? So that's why it was introduced yesterday, because it is one of the very important aspect to make consolidation much easier.
Sir, how about if the the subject is relatively new and likely the teacher haven't yet finished all the topics as well as the activities for the whole semester? So is it possible to have first part, for example, from the beginning to midterms, and the second part would be at the end of midterms to finals? Or you have to really finish all the activities before you distribute this?
Okay, that's a very good point, sir. As you notice, it depends really in terms of how you're going to utilize and implement ni PLMS, no? But in terms of the content, you have the option also. You do not have to complete the entire semester, di ba? Just imagine, if you are really ready sa lahat ng content mo for the course, load mo siya sa PLMS, distribute mo sa student, technically, wala ka nang gagawin for the entire semester. Doon, your workload would be practically at the very beginning at doon sa later part na. Pero there are different scenarios also that you're going to consider. So, but of course, you can actually break them. You can do from the start to midterms. Yes, you don't have to completely include everything. Or you can do prelims, okay? Or then midterms and then finals. You can break them down. Or you can do everything.
So how
Larry.
is it up?
Sir
Yes,
Lars,
Sir Jade. Okay,
Ah.
Sir Jade has something to add.
Yes, sir. Just to add dun sa tanong ni Sir Vince, that particular scenario, that particular example will be discussed po tomorrow dun sa distribution na ng PLMS. So andun na po yung mga possible scenarios, like kailangan ba siyang the entire SEM, or pwede bang hati-hatian like quarters or SEM. So bukas po mas matatakol po yung subject na yan po tomorrow. Kung ano po yung specifics na mga na iba't ibang uri ng distribution po ng PLMS.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you
sir.
for that, Sir Jade. All right, so yeah, proceed muna tayo. Mukhang excited na tayong lahat ha, para mag-deploy. Okay? So, yeah, as you navigate through this PLMS in the course of these 5 days, you will really get used to it, and it becomes really easy, no? So, okay, so we now proceed with, okay, Ma'am Edna has a question. Okay. Pwede nating iset na hindi mai-open ng isang student ang isang module hanggat di niya natap. I think that was covered by Ma'am Janice. But di bali, Ma'am Ed, we'll try to cover it ngayon, no? Just para ma-review natin yan. Okay. So at this point, I hope everyone has prepared at least one or okay, sorry. Yeah. Let's see an assignment. Everyone have prepared an assignment. Let's try to answer them. Okay. So are you still with me? Okay, so wait, medyo na-lost ako. Wait lang ha. I'm still logged in as a, no, I am not logged in as a student. Sorry for that. Let me log in as a student again. Okay. Let me go back to Michael Jordan in this case. Ayun. Yan yung problema if you forget the password. Okay, so for this particular course, we actually have, we still have, for the introduction, we still have 4 out of 7 activities that to finish, no? So, yes. At this stage, we want to answer assignment. So, do you have an assignment there? So, as a student, depending on how you actually implemented the assignment, it could be without an attachment or with an attachment. So first, we'll answer an assignment without an attachment. So in this case, the student will just click on assignment 1, and then you will see this one. Now, if I may ask, do you have an add submission in your page?
We don't have, sir.
Ayun.
Sir, we don't have.
Okay.
Paano po yan ilalagay? How are we going to include it, sir?
Okay. Sige. We'll navigate through this one.
Sir, wala po kaming add submission.
Okay. Yes, this was missed out last time, but we will hanapin natin si add submission, okay? So just relax. Puntahan natin si...
Sir, it took me one whole day to find this add submission thing.
Sorry, Sir Cooks. You're really breaking up on that one. Hindi ko maintindihan.
It took me a long time to really find the add submission. I think I asked this question in day 2.
Yes, you did ask that question, pero parang hindi na-cover ni Ma'am Myla kasi medyo marami yung topics for that day. But anyway, I was tasked to cover that particular item today, so we will go through it. No? Kasi alam namin na maraming walang add submission, no? Walang add submission. So for the add submission, we have to configure it. We have to go back to our teacher account in order for this to be configured. No? So for the meantime, balik muna tayo. So we log out. We'll fix the add submission. So we have to log out as a student and log in again as a teacher. Okay, so I'll wait for the others. If you're already logged in as a teacher, okay, can I see some thumbs up? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so we have to go to that particular assignment. No? We'll go to, punta tayo sa assignment na yon. Sige. So go to that particular assignment. And then we click on Edit Assignment. Okay, so as you notice, for this page, alam naman natin, no? Alam na natin kung paano to gamitin itong mga settings na ito. But however, wala dito yung add submission. It has to be configured on the additional settings sa administrative side. So while you are in this page, click on the gear icon. And then let's go to permissions. Okay. So while you are in this page, click on the gear icon, see admin, and then go to permissions. Okay. So medyo marami to, no? Naku, marami. Okay, just relax, huwag kang matakot. Isa lang yung hahanapin natin. Paki-check yung submit assignment if may student ba dyan sa inyo. Yes or no?
No, sir.
Wala. Di ba? Okay. Sige, nakita ba ng iba?
None po. Wala po.
Walang student, di ba?
Wala po.
Nakalagay. Blanco lang. Okay, so just to review, for the others, how to get here. So while you are in your assignment settings, click on the gear icon and go to permissions. Okay. So si Moodle really is maraming settings si Moodle, pero we don't have to go through all of this. There are just some important settings that needs to be configured. And for this particular permission, we need to add that add submission button. Okay, so as you can see here, permissions in assignment. Okay, and then we go to submit assignment. And then click natin yung plus symbol. Okay. Okay. Did you see the same message as what I have right now?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Pa-click na lang ulit na sa plus button. Make sure yung sa submit tayo, submit assignment lang. Okay, Ma'am Edna. Wala pong permission sa settings. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me just go back a little bit. Ma'am, are you in this page right now? Assignment 1 or whatever name sa assignment ninyo? Kasi dalawa kasi ito eh. So when we click on this one, we go to, we can go directly to permissions from this stage. So go to click on the gear icon, tapos permissions. Wala pong ganito na page, Ma'am Ed. Okay, nakita nyo na po. Very good. All right, so in line with the submit assignment, walang nakalagay dyan na student. So, i-add natin si student. So, click lang po natin yung plus symbol. Okay. Paglalabas to, close mo lang, tapos click ulit. And then, ito na yung lalabas. So, sa akin, naka-grade out na si student kasi na-select ko na siya. So, all you have to do on your end is click on student. And then, ox na tayo. Close ulit. Okay, let me just remove that one na lang. Para sure, I can simulate it better. Okay. Click on plus and then click on student. So automatically, it should now be added. All right. You now have a student there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask. That's a very good question. Let me just try to see. Let's see. Let me ask some help. Sir Jade, can we have a general setting for this one, for all assignments?
Actually, sir, I'm about to add in na po dun sa pagkatapos niyo po. Oo. Kasi
Sige, sige.
ang nangyayari kasi dito, you have to set per assignment.
Yeah, per
Oo.
assignment to
So
nagawa
gawin
ko eh.
nating general na isang setup lang, isang change lang siya, tapos mag-a-apply na to all assignments po.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. All right. So right at this stage, yung ginawa lang natin is only for this assignment 1. No? So I'll give Sir Jade the next part, yung isang setting na lang tapos all assignments na.
Sige, sir. I will share my screen, Sir Larry.
Okay.
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
All right. Done. Okay, Ma'am Jonaline, yes.
Sige.
Yeah, i-repeat ni Sir Jade yung process for all assignments na diretso.
Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon. So yung what Sir Larry is simulating earlier is it's actually the same process, but it's dependent on the assignment activity. So if you have another assignment, then that particular setting will not be applied. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to set it up in such a way that all the other future assignments and all the other assignments will be based on this general setup. Okay. So from the PLMS or from the home page, you can go to the gear icon. Or if, for example, you are in your personal menu page, just click close and then go to the gear icon and then site administration. Okay. And then after site administration, go to users. And permissions. And after permission, go to define roles. So ulit, we have the settings and then users and then permissions and then define roles. So dapat ganito na yung screen nyo. Sino po yung hindi naka-follow po? Sir Larry, can I proceed? Parang wala namang question.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, I think
Okay.
they're able to follow.
All right. So from this page, all you have to do really is just look for the student here. You can click the student from this side, from the left side, and you will see the screen. So pag ito na po yung screen nyo, click nyo lang yung edit button here at the upper left side. Edit. Yan. So right now we're editing the role of the student. Okay? So to make it easy, pwede nyong i-find. So if you're using Windows computer, I mean, it's not working for Mac. So yeah, I think most of us or all of us are using Windows. Pwede nyong i-find kasi madaming setup to yan, daming settings. Find nyo lang, Control F, and then look for Submit Assignment. Or if you really want to look it up manually, pwede namang scroll down lang kayo tapos hanapin nyo yung Submit Assignment.
Sir Jay,
Yes po, sir.
I think pwede gamitin yung filter na box sa taas.
Pwede rin, oo. Kasi ako, sir, I'm used to find control find.
That's what I did. That's what I did before also.
Pwede nyo i-filter dun sa taas. Meron namang filter, ayan. May filter box naman dito. Pwede nyo i-type yung submit assignment. Sige, sige, ganito na lang. Type natin yung submit assignment. Ayan. So currently, merong dalawang result. The second one is actually disabled, so don't mind that. So the first one is the important one. It currently says submit assignment, and currently it's not allowed. So hindi siya naka-check. So what you're going to do is just to check this one. I-allow nyo yung permission ng student to submit assignment. And then basically just click save changes. Ayan. So pag wala namang problema, walang issues, from here on moving forward, pwede na makapag-submit si student ng assignment. If you want to go back to your course, you simply click My Courses.
Sir, excuse me, can you repeat again, sir?
Sure po.
Sir, may tanong ako, sir.
Yes po.
Yung ano, sir, di kaya maano yun, sir, ma-compromise yung ano, sir, yung pag-delay ng pagsasabit ng assignment pag ma-check yan?
Hindi naman, sir.
Hindi.
Kasi dapat naka-check muna tong setup na to prior to distributing the copy of your PLMS. So it should be set up first before giving the instance to the students.
Okay po, salamat po, sir.
Sige, sir. Sige, again, to enable the student to submit assignments, you go to settings and then site administration, users here, and permissions, and then define roles. Okay. And from here, just click student. And then edit here at the upper left. So you can scroll down and use the filter box and just type submit assignment. And then the first result, it should be checked. So by default, it's unchecked. So just check that allow box there to submit assignment and then save changes. Ayan. So I hope we're good to go in terms of allowing the student to submit assignment. Sir Larry, balik ko na po sa inyo.
Thank you, Sir Jade.
Thank you, sir.
So I hope naka-follow po lahat, no? So that's basically one-time setting lang yon. So you don't have to set up individually per assignment. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, once you are done with that one, let's try going back to the student login. Okay. So right after you have saved that setting, let's log out again. And balik tayo sa student login. Okay. So while you're here, let's verify and check if you already have the add submission. And if you have add submission, kindly show a thumbs up. Okay, that's good. So I hope the others are able to follow. Okay. So while waiting for the others, let's see. Stretch muna tayo. I know we're already halfway for our training today, so stand up, stretch. You know, it's really challenging also to our health, especially if we're sitting the entire day in front of the computer. So konting stretching muna before we continue. Stretch a little bit. Okay. So when we have an assignment and we only require Ma'am Jan, simple stretching lang will do. All right, so let's continue na lang. We'll do another stretch later. Okay, so when we have a assignment and we require only an online submission, so when the student clicks on add submission, when they want to submit an assignment, what will appear is only the box. Okay, so this is the only one that will appear now, online text. So yes, it's they will going to type in here the corresponding what do you call this, answer for that particular question. So in this case, this is they can type. So normally, let me just see. So try kong i-answer to para I can demonstrate.
Sir,
So Reese, yes, go ahead.
sir, nakita ko doon sa ano sir ba, yung grade assignment sa student role, uncheck siya. Check 'yan. Hindi lang no? Yung
No.
grade assignment.
No.
No,
No need
sige.
for that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So basically, the student can just encode or paste the answer of your question for this particular assignment. So it depends on how many questions you have. So it would also be ideal to separate if you have more requirements. Okay, so once they have that answer, all they need to do is click on Save Changes. Okay, so after submission, they can see the status. So submission status, submitted for grading, grading status, not yet graded. And the edit submission is actually a setting that you can configure for the assignment. No? So do you allow editing submissions ba? So let's say, for example, si student nag-answer siya tapos nagkamali pala siya. So it's really up to you to apply that particular configuration sa assignment. So in this case, I think I have enabled edit submission. So si student allow siya mag-modify sa assignment as long as he is still allowed to do so. So yung time remaining niya is still 2 hours and 13 minutes kasi until 5 p.m. yung deadline. As long as within or before the time, I am allowing that the student to edit this particular answer. But of course, if you don't want to allow editing of the submission, then you can always set that as well while you are preparing for or while you are creating the assignment. Okay. Are you able to answer the assignment as a student?
Sir Larry, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Sir, I can't view the big box when you answer the assignment. What happened to my case is that I can only view the box where there is an submission, and there's also a comment. So,
okay.
So maybe you can help me po.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am. Ma'am Lian, I think the way you have set up your assignment is that you allowed only file submission instead of the online text. Okay. Balikan natin saglit yan for the benefit of the others. Okay, let me just go back quickly to my assignment settings. Okay. Pabigyan natin yung iba for this particular settings lang ha. Okay. So, in this case, as you can see, nag-submit na kasi si Michael. Oh. So nakita na one of my students have submitted already. So that's the one that I had that's what I have done earlier. Okay. So to differentiate between that online text lang ang mag-appear or yung file submission is through your submission types. Okay. Did I move so fast? Balik lang ako saglit ha. Just 1 second. So, click natin yung assignment. So, edit assignment. So, within this page, you have the submission type settings. So, this is where you can actually set your submission type. So, what I have is only online text. So, ang nag-appear is only the box kung saan mag-type si student for the answer. Of course, as you can see, merong ibang settings din. So, it's up to you if you want to enable the word limit. So if you want to enable, let's say 500 words for the answer, it's up to you. Okay. So, yan. So, but for now, I will just disable this one kasi may nakasubmit na student. But of course, you can still apply the settings that you're going to save at this stage. No? At ma-apply naman siya for the next student who is going to answer this particular assignment. So, in your case, Ma'am Lian, you just have to uncheck file submission and check online text para yung box lang ang mag-appear.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And then, okay, let me continue. Balik ako sa student account. So the next assignment that we are going to apply is submission of a file. So we have our required submission. Okay. So for assignment 2, we have here the details of the assignment. And all I have to do is click Add Submission. Now, in this case, the box where we type the online text is not there anymore. Because this particular assignment, you are requiring the student to submit only a file without any text na. Just submit the file. So the instructions should be clear at this stage in terms of how you want or how the students is going to submit the particular assignment. So in this case, I want the assignment to be compiled in a document file and in PDF format. Okay, so we can always set the file format for this particular file submission. Kasi we want to avoid unnecessary, we just want to make it easier, no? Because in PDF format, once we open the files, hindi kasi siya nasisira yung layout and so on. Okay, so yan. And what the student can do right now is just select for the file. Kung meron na siyang answer, just browse for the file. Let's try muna if, remember I mentioned I only require a PDF format. Let's see if I have actually set the setting for this one to see if it will work. Okay, try ko mag-upload kasi PDF document file lang yung na-specify ko. So let's see if we'll accept a PNG file. Okay, so yan ang mangyayari. So what will happen is that mag-error. So that means this particular assignment will be requires only a document in PDF form. Okay, let me just check if I have a PDF form here. Let's see. Do I have? Let me just look. 1 second. Yung mga class, file class, sub file ko na lang sa klase ko. Okay. Ito na lang. Medyo maliit. Okay. So in this case, I am expected, we are expecting a PDF file to be uploaded. So once you have the right file and once the student click upload this file, it should be accepted. There you are. So once you're done, the student will just have to click on Save Changes. And there it is. The file submission is or can be seen now. And the option for the student to edit or make changes is again dependent on how you set up the assignment. So in this case, again, I have enabled edit submission. So the student can still edit. So I think many of you would not want this one, right? So you can disable this one. I'll show to you. Alam nyo na ba kung saan yun iset? If I may ask. I think na-cover yun kasi last time. I'll go back to it if hindi nyo alam. So yes, that's very good. So again, if the student can edit the file, or in this case, the assignment can be, assignment submission can still be changed as long as it is still within the period. Okay. Any questions so far? Sir Jason, go ahead, sir. You have a question, Sir Jason?
I'm sorry, sir, I muted.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
sir. Sir, assuming, sir, that all of the students enrolled already submitted the assignments, is there any tools for us, sir, to see the summary of the graded output?
Summary of the
Of the
graded
graded output po.
as a teacher, you're right? You're
Yes, po.
referring as a teacher?
Yes po, as a teacher po.
Okay. I think that part will be covered also in terms of the implementation. But what I will show later on is the completion, no?
Okay.
Because I think many of you can already imagine how the setup would, in this case, would look like, diba? So, yeah. In this particular setup right now, okay lang siya because we have several students in one instance. And yeah, later on that would be discussed in detail kasi. So I will not go ahead with that one, but I will show you the activity completion.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so again, when you have assignments, you can also allow the student to submit multiple files. That is also allowed, but you can also consider compressing those multiple files into one file if you don't want to see several files being uploaded. So you can advise your what part of your instructions would be to compress multiple files and submit only one zip file if that's what you wanted. That would also work. But of course, you have to configure that it will accept zip files and not just PDF files. Okay. So at this stage, we have now completed 2 assignments, and then we are now progressing from 6 out of 7 learning activity. I hope everyone also prepared a quiz. Okay, so you can utilize those quiz that you have created before, so that it would be much easier. So as a student, you can set this one to be on a conditional activity wherein it needs to be other activities needs to be completed before this can be activated. And in order for the user to answer a quiz, all they have to do is make sure they are in the actual course and that particular section, and then all they have to do is click on the quiz itself. So for this particular quiz, it is still open, and the time limit is just 15, and the grading method is the highest grade. So once the student attempts the quiz, the timer also starts. No? So let's try. I hope you are also trying from your end. So start attempt. This is only, I think this is a 5-item quiz. So next. So the paging of the questionnaires will also depend on how you have set up your quiz. So remember, you have the paging while you are still setting up those questions. So in one page, it will not always be just one question. Some students would prefer to have several questions in one page so that there would be lesser clicks of next page and previous page. So that's what I also do to my quizzes. Since this is only a 5-item quiz, so it's okay probably to have one question per page. Okay, just click next. So depending on what type of questions you have in there, okay. And then finish attempt. So once we are done with, once they click on finish attempt, there will be a summary of the attempt. So at this stage, the student can actually go back for any item that they might have missed. They probably have a difficulty answering a particular question and they are not yet decided, so they can actually skip that item and then move to the next, and then just come back for it later on. So even before you do the final submission of that particular attempt, the student can review and go back to that particular question number. Okay, so he's going to click on next again, and next, and then finish attempt. So the status, as you can see, all items are now answered, and then submit all and finish. Submit all. So once the student done answering the quiz, he can no longer retake that unless, of course, you want the student to get perfect. Okay, so multiple attempts is actually allowed, depending on how you want the learning activity to be. Probably, of course, repetition, so that they would get a better understanding on the subject matter. Then it's really up to you. So that's a good practice also. But for this particular exam, I only set this one as for one attempt. And the student can view the feedback right after finishing the attempt. So these feedback are also some items that you need to set while you are preparing for the quiz. So it's very important to take note. If you want to be these items to be displayed, then you have to set them as well as part of your quiz preparation. Okay, any questions so far? Are you able to follow? Can I see some thumbs up? So mas madali na lang ito kasi we are now answering those quizzes, and you can also imagine how the student is going to answer. So hindi naman siguro sila mahihirapan when it comes to answering this type of questions, or yeah, how the system actually is being implemented. Okay ba? Okay ba si PLMS? So right after this one, so the student is actually reviewing. So nakita niya he has a mistake. So this is actually a good practice also to give them feedback. Pero preparation wise, this will take also a while, no? So of course, being a good teacher, this is a very ideal practice. So once the student is done reviewing, they can click on Finish Review. And then that particular mark will be stored and recorded in the system. So you can always apply reattempt quiz if you want to. So part of the configuration, so let's say you want the student to get perfect, no? So they can reattempt again, depending on how many times you have configured that one. There are also those instances that you only want a single attempt for that particular quiz. All right, question. So,
Hello, sir.
yes, go ahead, Sir Jay.
Sir, I just have to say kasi just a little reminder lang dun sa quiz, sir. Kasi yung sa PLMS po, yung time dun sa PLMS is actually device oriented. So that's based on the device of the user, of the student. So like for an instance, you set a quiz to be open at a particular date, but then again the student can actually manipulate the date of his device so that he can actually open it in advance, or submit the assignment even if the assignment's due date was the 21st, but then again today is 24. So pwede namang gawin ni student is just adjust the date on his device. So I think it's best for the assignment to really include passwords for the quiz. Dun sa quizzer, I think it's best to have the password po dun sa quiz. Kasi kahit i-access the student at a certain time, i-manipulate nila yung time dun sa device, hindi pa rin nila ma-access kasi wala namang password. So in terms of paano ba malalaman ni student yung password, yun na yung mismong ibibigay ni teacher at a particular date. It can be through anything, any platform na pwedeng ibigay ni teacher.
Yes, thank you for that one, Sir Jade. So that is correct. If you can imagine, si PLMS natin is now running on the student's laptop. So technically, the control in terms of the time, the date and time, remember we can always change the date and time of our laptop, diba? So one way to avoid that from happening is to set a password for the quiz. So if you have a scheduled quiz on a particular date and time, then that's the time you are going to send out that particular password. So you might have to use a different messaging platform, although it's additional work, diba? But it's one way to counter this kind of cheating mechanisms from our students, because our students are really good at it. So they may not discover it at first, you know, but later on, they will be able to, or someone probably from their classmates. So to mitigate such from happening, so we require a password. So once they attempt the quiz, they will be asked for a password, and that password would be coming from you. So I think that's a very good suggestion, Sir Jay. Thank you for that one. Any questions? All right. So I hope everyone is okay. Ma'am Jonaline, go ahead. My questions, Ma'am Jonaline.
Good
Go.
afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Bear with my voice. I have a question. When it comes to reflection paper, kunwari yung pinapagawa ko dun sa assignment, tapos binigyan mo sila ng time limit. Kaya lang, nagbigay ka ulit ng extension. Kasi kunwari, hindi nila napansin kasi first user sila eh. Parang baguhan sila eh. So, if ever na in-extend ko yung oras, makikita ko kaya si teacher yung date at saka time ng submission niya? Kung late or kasi for example, I extended the time, kaya lang I told them na may corresponding deduction. Pero hindi naman zero. So, makikita ko kaya si teacher yung oras ng pag-submit niya? Kasi nandito tayo kasi sa user na student eh.
As a teacher, yes, you can view when the student submitted the particular assignment, the date and time.
Oh.
So remember, you have the deadline, and then you have your, kasi it was explained that once you have set an assignment, you can set the particular deadline, and then the other one is the cutoff, the deadliest deadline. So that's where the extension is going to happen. So if the student submitted after the deadline, the date and time when he submitted will be recorded. And you will know na late submission na siya.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Additional, sir, pero related kahapon.
Go ahead.
Okay lang ba? Sir, kung kasi dun sa backup namin, kahapon open file siya nung dinownload ko. And then I tried last night, ganun pa rin. Pati kaninang morning, binalikan ko siya, open file pa rin. Hindi siya hindi siya, yung lalabas dun sa download ng backup copy nung activity, ma'am, sir, or yung laman nung backup, di ba, i-download namin. Pero pag i-download ko siya, open file ang lalabas. Question namin to kahapon, kaya lang, dahil 5 o'clock na, automatic na wala na akong internet connection. Wala na, hindi ko na nahintay yung closing natin kahapon.
Okay. Sige, ma'am. Balikan kita after nito. Ma-discuss ko lahat, ha? So we'll resolve your issue.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome po. Okay.
Thank you.
Where can we set the score to be seen? Okay. You mean just like what you're seeing right now, Ma'am Kat? Okay. All right. So let me see, Ma'am Richelyn. How can we set up that our quiz po sa responses to automatic po yung score? Okay. So more or less yung question mo, Ma'am Ruchi, is the same with Ma'am Cathy, right? Okay. Sige, we'll try to look at the configuration of this particular quiz na lang. So again, I will log out as a student and log in again as a teacher. Here we go. Okay, let's try to check what are my settings here. Okay, 2 o 4 attempted. Sino bang nag-attempt? Okay, yung testing ko yan kagabi. Parang, yeah. Okay. All right, so we are here in the quiz. Student, let's see. Where can be seen? Let me just try to review. Okay, so what happened to my quiz is that I have unlimited attempts allowed. Okay, kaya siya pabalik-balik yung he can do a reattempt. Okay, so then highest grade. Okay, let me just double check. Score. Let me just. One second. I'm trying to digest the question further. Sorry. Where can we set the score to be seen sa student? Okay, let's see. Okay, so this particular area, review options, this is the one that shows, right, the feedback. Okay, so review options shows the attempt, whether it was correct, marks, right answer, overall feedback. And then once the quiz is closed, that shows the attempt, whether it's correct, the marks, the right answer, and the overall feedback. So try to see if you have the same setup, because the right answer will be shown immediately right after the quiz is closed. So together with that one, once the marks are shown, then you will also see the score. So I think that's the only feedback that I have entered. So let me just, yeah. Okay.
Sir Larry.
Yes, go ahead, Sir Jade.
Sir, can I add something, sir, dun sa score na ayaw ma-view?
Okay, okay.
Sir, kasi by default, if the review options are checked naman lahat, supposedly ma-view talaga ni students immediately after taking the quiz. Pero pag may item ka na essay, hindi siya ma-view. Kasi the teacher needs to grade that one first before the actual mark will be released to the students. So pag mga multiple choice lang, pag mga true or false, ganun, okay lang talagang may score yan agad. Pero pag may essay item, yun yung hindi siya magge-generate ng score.
Right, yeah. So tama, when we have the for objective types, you already prepared the answers kasi, di ba? Unlike essay, we do not have So it will also depend on the type of question that you're adding. So repeat ko lang. So if you have an essay, you did not set an answer for that. So you still have to grade that particular item before that can be seen by the student. But for objective type of questions, they can immediately see their score. I hope I answered the question. Okay. And to add, I will just add also here, as mentioned earlier by Sir Jade, is the password for the quiz. So this is also where you can set the password for that particular quiz. So you have extra restriction on attempts. So you can set the password here. Okay. I think this is for the next attempt. Am I right, Sir Jade? Or this is where we set the actual password already?
Yes, sir. Yan po yung may password. Tapos yung sa baba po yung sa next attempts na.
Okay. Yeah. So this is also, again, this is where you can set the password. That if you want to implement setting up the password. So ang challenge na lang po is, please don't forget the password. That's the most important thing. Okay. So, okay. Any other questions? Sir Cooks has a question here. So we'll try to cover it, sir. We'll try to include that one. Once we can see the results in the completion, activity completion. Okay. Ma'am Jonah Lynn, you have a question?
Answer na.
Okay. Okay, so I am still
Sorry, I have another question. I'm really sorry.
Go ahead.
This is regarding the making of a quiz. Kasi after I'm done adding all the questions from the question bank and saving it, I click the name of the course and notice that I can see the word preview, the exam, instead attempt quiz now. So I've tried creating another quiz and rechecked the settings. However, it's still the same.
Okay, so you are in your quiz.
Yes, sir.
And you want to preview, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about, you can see my screen right now. So you are in here.
Yeah.
Try to go to your gear icon, ma'am. Do you see the
Okay, sir.
preview?
Preview. Yes, sir.
Is this what you mean?
Yeah. No, it's different one, sir. Right, yun kasi after we, what's this? After we add all the questions from the question bank, di ba we save it and then we go
Yes.
back to the course and then we try to preview the,
Each
we
question.
check the, yes, after this one, di ba, we save whatever is this and then we go back to the course to view this midterm exam or this quiz. Kasi sa, what's this, sa record na nakita ko last time, there was the word preview, the exam. However, in my case, it's different. It's like the word attempt quiz now.
Okay. So that particular attempt is, I think you're referring to this one. So you're not referring to this preview, right? So while you are still editing the quiz, this preview is not the one that you mean. Am I correct?
Is this the one adding all the questions from the question bank already, sir, no?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yes, sir. That's the one I'm referring to.
Okay. So, okay. While you are still in this editing quiz page, So you can view each question by clicking on this preview icon.
But not after ano kasi sir, kasi last time natapos na siya lahat and then we already save it and we go back to the course page. May word kasi sa ibaba niya sir na may preview, but mine is different kasi. It's like attempt quiz now. Hindi dyan
Okay.
sa ano sir, sa gear setting, hindi dyan. I think I
Okay.
posted it on day 3.
Let me see. Because
Yes, sir.
this particular di ba nag-click ka ng preview. So that particular attempt also sa quiz, this is the preview of the quiz.
But
So
it doesn't matter lang sir, no?
it doesn't matter.
Right?
It doesn't
Okay,
affect
sige.
it doesn't affect your
Kasi I really
So-
wanted to see if it's the same lang ba. You know, I just wanted to make sure that if I added an essay because I wanted an objective type of test. So I chose the add the random questions and then all of a sudden I actually included the essay type of test instead only of the objective one. So that I don't want to click all the questions I added, sir, one by one. I wanted to see it in one setting, you know.
Okay. So yes, itong preview dito, yan yung ma-simulate mo yung entire quiz.
Okay,
So
sir.
wala siyang effect sa result because you're the one
Okay.
answering it. So it's just a preview of the entire items of your quiz. So you can
But
see
there's
here.
nothing wrong, sir, no? Sa setting ko may after I view it, attempt quiz now. There's nothing wrong to that, right?
No, that's actually normal. Yeah, normal lang yan.
Okay, sir. That's all po, Sir Larry. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I think you are afraid to take the attempt while you are doing the preview. So the preview of the quiz here simulates the actual scenario while the student is taking the quiz. So you can try that one, no problem. Okay, sana ba tayo? So we're done answering the quiz. We'll try to view activity completion. I hope I was able to answer those questions related to the quiz. And let's try to view activity completion. So of course, for activity completion, viewing the activity of our students, you need to be logged in as what do you call this? As a teacher, as an admin. So the student cannot view the overall activities that has been completed. So while you are in the course, okay, I hope you're with me. Click on the gear icon. And then we now go to reports. And then in this case, we click on activity completion. Okay, are you still with me? Are you able to follow? Okay. Okay, let me repeat that one. So while you are inside the course, we can view because we want to see how many items or activities the student have completed, right, in one page. So we can do that one by going to this gear icon on the admin icon, and then click on reports. So you might have this one under course administration if it looks like that. And then go to reports, expand reports, and then click on activity completion. Okay. So I hope you're able to follow. Can I see a thumbs up if you are in the same page as mine? Okay, very good. What about the others? Okay. Under settings, gear icon, course administration, and then reports, and then activity completion.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, yung sa akin po, yung sa quiz kanina, na set ko na siya, pero pagpunta ko dun sa student, hindi siya naka-appear na ma-take a quiz. Nagsasabi siya na go back to course. So baka mayroon akong hindi na na set na settings.
Okay, pwede nating, can you share the screen, sir?
Check ko lang, sir.
Hindi ko ma-visualize yung scenario, so it would probably help if you can share your screen.
Lagyan ko lang yung student, sir.
Okay. So if you are in the activity completion page, so that is also part of the assignment. So if you are in that page, you can take a screenshot ahead so that it would be much easier for you to submit for that particular assignment later.
Can I share, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Kita po ba, sir?
Yes, I can see it, sir.
Sir.
So the reason for this one, sir, is yung time na naset mo sa quiz.
Sige, sir.
Nakita mo pa yun? This quiz closed on Friday, 24 September 21, 6:30 a.m. So kaninang umaga po siya nag-close, sir.
Okay, sir.
So you have to change that time. So if this is going to be afternoon, 6:30 p.m., so the student can still take it until mamaya, no? Pero at least based on this time, close na si quiz, hindi na pwede mag-attempt si student.
Okay, sir. So, sir, yung halimbawa, yung pag-edit halimbawa na na si student, nakapasok na dito saka nakakuha na siya ng exam, hindi na pwedeng i-edit, sir, no? Yung sa quiz.
No, hindi na. As long as someone has taken the quiz.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Sige, welcome. Okay, so let's have a little bit of interactivity. Anyone can share their activity completion page? Any volunteer? Yes, Sir Gerald, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm sorry. I'm using two gadgets, so I'll just
No problem.
show the photo.
Okay, sige.
Here, sir.
Okay. Okay, medyo blurred, but I can see, yes, thank you for that. Yes. How many students you have?
Actually, I already have 6, and then I'll just try to log in one just to try
Okay.
this activity for this afternoon.
Yes, thank you for that. That's good enough already. All right, anyone else? Anyone else who wants to volunteer? Wala na. Shy? Shy na kayo? Come on. Anyone else?
Can I share, sir?
Sure, go ahead. Okay. Can you expand? Can you maximize the window, sir? Okay, very well. So thank you for that. So,
Thank you, sir.
yes, you have 3 students, assignment and a quiz. Okay. Thank you, Sir Celis. Okay, Ma'am Rosemary. Ma'am Rose, did you set for the username and password? Okay, Ma'am Rose.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Nag-log
Yes,
out po
go.
ako as teacher. Then I try to attempt to open a new account for the student. I don't know how to do it, sir.
Okay. So hindi okay, so hindi ka pwede maka-login if you don't have a student account yet. Okay, so sige. We'll go back to that one quickly. Okay, so let me just check. Am I logged in as an admin? Yeah, I think I am logged in as an admin. Okay, Ma'am Rose, do you have students already? Student accounts?
Enrolled students only, sir.
You already have enrolled students?
Yes, sir.
How many?
3.
3. Pero yung password nila, baka nakalimutan mo yung password kaya hindi ka maka-login.
I think so, sir.
Okay. Sige, ganito na lang gawin natin. Can you log in back as a teacher?
Yes, sir. Going to my courses.
Okay. Okay. For you to be able to edit the student password, so once you're logged in as a teacher, can you go to your dashboard and then click on the gear icon on the right?
Yes, sir.
Then expand site administration.
Yes, sir.
And then go to users. Expand users. Then expand din natin si accounts.
Wait lang, sir. Users account.
Okay, then we click on browse list of users.
Browse list of users.
Okay, so choose among your students na gusto mong i-check yung password, or probably in this case, we will change the password na lang. No.
Okay po, sir.
So,
Click
choose,
and then
yeah, pwede kang mag-click ng student, tapos go to profile, edit profile.
edit profile.
Yes, edit profile, and then there's a new password there. Kita mo yan?
May username at saka new password. Yes, sandali lang, sir.
Okay, sige. Type mo na lang yung password na gusto mong ilagay.
May naka-appear na username. Yun lang gamitin, sir?
So na-set mo pala yung password na. Okay, yeah. You can
No,
use
sir,
that password.
I don't know the username that appears. It's Sornilio. I don't know. I did not do that.
Ha? Paano nangyari yun?
I don't know.
Sige, you just provide anyway, the important thing is username at saka password para
So,
makalagin.
i-click ko na lang, sir, yung new password.
Yes, yung red.
Okay, click and to enter. Okay, sige, sir.
So once you have entered the password, just scroll down and click update profile.
Please. Okay.
Okay na po ba? Sige. Try mong log out.
Update profile. Yun lang.
Yeah, yes. Update profile.
Okay po.
Sige.
And then log out as a...
Log out. Then log in as a student.
Okay. Log out. Then log in. Using a new... May naka-appear na admin, erase lang, sir.
Yes. Palitan mo sa username ni student.
Okay. So, you and then... Invalid login, please try again.
Tama po ba yung password?
Opo.
Okay.
Sir Neilio, then... Ganun din po, invalid pa rin.
Ganun po ba? Sige. Ma'am, can you share your screen? Pwede ba?
I'm using another phone, another gadget, sir. So...
Okay.
At
Sige.
saka,
Balikan na lang kita later, ha? Balikan ka namin
po.
later.
Sige po. Thank you.
We'll continue muna. All right. So, at this point, let's try to look at the submissions of our student. Okay, so how are you going to grade the assignment of your student? So, but for the meantime, let me just try to simulate another student for now so that I can do some comparison also. Just 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Let me just answer this. All right, so I now have 2 students who have taken the answered the assignment, and let's see if that is reflected in the submission for grading. Let's see if we can see the results. Okay, we have a question from Isabel. What could be the issue? The student has already taken the quiz, but on the activity completion page, the check mark under specific quiz is not activated. Ma'am, are the quiz that you created all objective type? Or
Yes,
you have
sir.
a short
Yes,
answer or
it's even displayed on the
essay?
student's page. It's even displayed on the student's page yung score niya. So he has already taken the quiz.
Okay, let's see.
Ma'am, yung completion status po nung quiz, naset niyo po ba? Yung automatic completion.
Okay, that's why. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
sige, sir.
Right.
I'll check. Thank you, Sir Jay.
Yeah. Just like here in my case, I think one of the students has completed already, but I did not set the completion status for that one. So in this case, you can actually manually, well, it's not ideal, but
I tried it, like I check it, but then I would like the system to do it.
Yes, you can actually mark it here manually, but
Yeah.
we can set that one automatically, ma'am. So you have to go back to the quiz settings for that one to work.
Yeah, but I can still set that one even if there's someone who answered the quiz. It
I
can
believe,
still be set.
yes.
That kind of setting. Okay, yeah. Sige. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ang mangyayari po, ma'am, bali yung nakapag-take na ng quiz, hindi na po sila talagang ima-manual nila lang po na completed yung activity nila. Oh.
I will try it with another student na lang to check. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Sige, ma'am.
Thank you for that, Sir Jade. Okay. Where am I again? I'm still here. Okay. Checking on the submitted assignments. So how can we grade or check on what they have submitted? So as a teacher, you can already see for every assignment or for every learning activity, especially that those activities where the student is required to answer or submit. In terms of assignment, you can see how many have submitted and how many were not yet graded. And for quizzes, you can also see how many have attempted. So for assignment, you can simply click on this link, 2 out of 4 submitted. And in this case, you will see here what they have actually submitted. So when you want to grade each of these particular assignment submission, you just have to click on grade. So but before we do that one, try to familiarize also yourself in terms of what other items you can see from here. So let's say, for example, the status column. So once it is green, then it is ready for grading. So the student has submitted something for grading. And then last modified submission. So this is also where you can tell if the student submitted actually late or not. And then the actual...
Excuse me, Sir Larry, we can't
Yes.
see your screen.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, sir.
Thank you for reminding me. Forgive me for that. Okay, let me just go back for that one. My bad. Okay, so when we want to check already the submission of our students, we can see here 2 of 4 submitted. So we can click on that one. And then this is how it will look like from in a tabular form. So we have the name of the student, the status of their submission, whether they have submitted or not. Then if you want to grade, you can click on the grade button. For the last modified submission, so this is the date and time they submitted your assignment. So it will be indicated here if the student submitted late or on time. So you can also see the actual online text that they have submitted. So at this page, you can see already that these two students are probably copying answers. Well, that's just as an example now. So because they're exactly the same text, the boldness of the letters and so on. But anyway, it's just an example. Yes, to grade a particular assignment, all you have to do is click on grade. So what happens here is that you will see the actual text of the submitted assignment. So it will only display the partial, especially if there are a lot of words. And to view the entire text, you just click on the plus symbol to view the entire text. So if that answer suffices, or if that answer is correct and meets all the requirements, then you can grade them. Then save changes, or you can click on save and then show next. So the next submission is automatically going to be viewed. Although in this case, this is only possible if you have all the students in one PLMS instance. But then we have to go back to the situation wherein in one PLMS, you only have one student who completed for that particular, only one student who will be seen where he or she completed the activities. Because again, individual kasi yung arrangement natin sa PLMS. But this is how you are going to grade. So all you have to do is open the assignment, and then you will also see here how many have been graded. So at this stage, there's still one more submission that needs grading, and only 2 out of 4 have submitted. Any questions so far? Okay. Any questions? Okay pa ba tayo? Okay, Sir Cooks mentioned earlier if we could extract, let me just go back to that one. Extraction of student scores sa quizzes and assignments. Okay, let's try to see if, yep, we can actually, it's not actually covered in our topic today, but before we go to that one, any other questions so far?
Sir Lar.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Actually, when you showed me the reports earlier, I think partially it answered my question because I can actually download it in XLM file.
Yes, yeah, I forgot to mention that one pala.
Yeah, it's
So,
downloadable, and I can see whether it was done or not by the students. Looks interesting. Thank you.
Okay, so aside from that one, sir, you can also see here, download all submissions, this option. So while you are in this
That
page,
is under what setting, sir?
in your assignment, so let's say we are, let me just go back to Okay, so while we are here, we click on the assignment here. So we want to grade, let's just say, for example, we want to view the submissions of our student. And then for this particular assignment, we can actually download all the submissions by going to the gear icon on the right side. And then you can see there, download all submissions. So it's going to be compressed automatically. So let's try this one. Let me just save this one. Just so it downloads. Okay, so you can now see Charlie Brown and Michael Jordan have submitted. So only those who have submission will be viewed. So we can open the text. So it's actually in HTML form, so you can easily open this in a browser. And there you are. So that's really handy also. But then again, in terms of implementation, it will vary later on. So okay, any other questions so far? Are we still okay? Are you learning ba?
Yes, sir. Very interesting.
Okay, I think that's good to hear. I'm
Yes po.
hoping, yes, that's good to know. I'm really hoping the other participants can still catch up, no? I know it's a little bit challenging, but once you get used to it, it will really become very easy na lang. Okay. What else? Did I cover everything, Sir Jade, for today's session? Let me see. Yeah, I can dedicate also some time for the technical ones if you don't have any questions na.
Sir Lar.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I know this was this is part of our assignment no on last day's activity no. Since you cover also about assignment, I have a problem with my assignment. I could not see the file, how the student could attach the file, the assignment.
Okay.
I don't know where I missed out. I was able to put all those, but only the text will view.
Okay. I think it's something to do with your settings, sir. Can we go to your settings? In your assignment, let's just go here. Let's try to go to your edit settings under your assignment in the gear icon.
Watching, sir, watching.
Okay. So you have to check your submission type. How many is checked here?
Yeah, I did that.
Both are checked?
The file submissions.
Oh, you have file submission check already?
Yes, sir.
Pero hindi mo siya makita even though the student submitted a file. Am I correct?
The students cannot view the thing that you did, sir. The one that you click the file, then they could submit.
No. Okay. They could not, because right now we are logged in as a teacher. We are not logged in as a student because in this case we are already grading the submission of the student.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. but you cannot see the submitted file here. Am I correct?
The student could not submit, sir.
The student, sorry.
The student could not submit.
Okay. But you have the, when you try to log in earlier as a student, you can see add submission. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, but there's no way he or she could submit a file. Just a plain text.
Oh, you must have missed. Okay, let's see. Ganito na lang, sir. Let's do the setting again. Try to go back here. Parang ulitin natin. Oh, sorry, this is not the right one. So go back to your assignment. Okay, edit natin si assignment.
Following, sir.
Okay.
The assignment name, the description. Check this one.
Okay. Try to ganito na lang. Try to unclick file submissions in this case. Unclick muna, tapos click ulit, check ulit, tapos save and display.
Okay.
And then, tanong ko na rin, sir, were you able to do the settings earlier, yung na-discuss ni Sir Jade? Na-follow niyo pa ba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, right. So if you're able to update
muna
this
yun,
one,
sir.
yes, try natin to. Tapos try mo log in as a student and let's see if it's still the same. Okay, let me also log in as a student. You should be able to see an add submission. Since that particular assignment is file submission, then once you click add, ito talaga yung makikita mo. So if I may add, let's say, for example, you want to give the student the option to submit either an online text only or a file. You can actually display or check both of them. Check nyo yung online text and file submission together. So what will happen is online text will appear at the top, and then itong file submission would be on the lower part. So option is student to submit either lang. Okay, sir. Successful po ba?
Hindi, sir. Try ko i-check baka doon ako sa student na nag-set doon. Pero admin man yata yun.
Yeah,
I-check
okay. Try going back to the admin settings and visit again that particular configuration. And just let me know. Okay. Sige. Any other concerns? So if wala na tayong concern with regards to this topic today, I can entertain the more technical ones. Sino ba yun kanina? Ma'am Jonaline? Is that Ma'am Jonaline ba?
Yes po, sir.
Password po yung problem natin, no?
Yes. Sir, yung pag-download ng
Yung
backup.
pag-download. Okay. Ma'am, maka-share screen po ba tayo? O hindi?
Pwede naman, sir.
Sige. Share screen na lang tayo, ma'am, para mas ma-assist ka namin. Okay. Sige.
Sir, can you see my presentation? Sir, nakikita niyo po?
Yes, ma'am, I can see it. Ano nga yung problema natin? Sorry, nakalimutan.
Sir, eto. Kunwari yung laman ng eto, ilagay ko yung iba doon dito sa... Saan na yun? Kagaya po nito, transfer ko siya dito. Saan na yun? Ito ba yung Bisowa? Pag mag-backup po ako kasi pag i-download ko yung nilagay ko na files, nag-o-open file.
Okay, wait So mag-backup ka pala ng course.
Yes, sir. Tapos, kunwari ito, sir, no? Kunwari ganyan. Tapos, di ba po, sir, meron kang download dyan?
Yun, download.
Tapos nag-open file.
Okay, click mong download.
Yan, no. Dito siya, sir. Di ba dapat, ano na dapat ang lalabas? Para ma-save natin sa ibang...
Hello, ma'am. Pwede niyo po i-click
Yes
yung
po,
my
sir.
folder icon. Katabi po ng file name, my folder icon. Di ba may
Yes.
trash bin? Tapos, hindi, yun, yan. Tapos may folder icon, ma'am.
Sa right side.
Sa right side po, sa right side. I-hover niyo po yung mouse, ma'am, dun sa mismong file.
File now.
Ilagay niyo po yung mouse niyo, ma'am. Wag niyong i-click. Ilagay niyo lang dyan. Dyan. Yan, yung folder na yan. Oo. Click niyo, ma'am. Click niyo po.
Ay, okay.
Ayan.
Okay, sir.
Saan dun siya?
Okay po. Ay, okay.
Open
Sorry, sir.
folder na po.
Kasi nag-log out na ako kahapon kasi mag-5 na automatic yung internet namin mag-close ng 30 minutes before 5 o'clock dito sa school.
Okay. Ganun po ba?
Kaya hindi ko natanong kahapon. Okay na ako, sir. Yun lang yung concern ko po.
Okay, you're welcome po. Sige.
Thank you. Although ngayong araw, nasundan ko po lahat. At yung
Okay,
service.
that's good. That's good. Okay.
Thank you.
Sige. Right, that's thank you for that one, Ma'am Jonah. So yeah, explore na lang yung ibang buttons din. Sige.
Hello, Sir Larry.
Yes. Go ahead, ma'am.
Na-troubleshoot ko na po yung yung problem ko na hindi makalagin as a student.
Oh, very good.
Na-try ko na po kasi po hindi ko pala pinalitan yung user ID na naka-reflect yung ginawa ko lang yung password lang yung pinalitan ko. So ngayon pinalitan ko yung user ID, yung username at saka yung password, nakapasok na ako as a student. Thank you very much po.
That's very good to know, ma'am. You're welcome po. Okay. Any other concerns so far? So I'm hoping you're able to follow today's activity. So I think mas madugo yung Tuesday to Thursday, no? Pero for me, mas madugo yung day 1 kasi ang daming issue ni local host. So that's really challenging task for me. Pero so far, yes, go ahead.
I'm quite interested and excited to share this with back to the school. Will we be allowed to use the resources that you presented here when we echo it back to our school, or shall we make our own?
Yes, definitely, sir. In fact, they can even join and do the course on their own. I believe, Ma'am Jan, right? Yeah, because
yes,
that's
sir. That's why this is a trainers program, meaning whatever you have learned for this particular training, including all the resources and the software, can be integrated and can be implemented in your school for free.
Kasi I'm talking with our training director now, and I'm very excited to bring this back. Kasi it can really help the teachers. In fact, I'm very excited din sa implementation bukas because it's gonna be a big impact talaga sa pag-deliver ng courses.
Yeah, so tomorrow we will present all the options that you can do, that you can implement in your school.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sige, sir. You're welcome. Someone raised her hand, Ma'am Annabelle of CTU.
Yeah, Ma'am Annabelle. Go ahead, Ma'am Ann.
Good morning, Sir Larry, and good afternoon pala. Sir, ang inalala ko lang kasi pag wala siyang app, pag hindi siya applicable sa cellphone, kahit na iti-train pa namin yung others, ang teachers, the problem is kasi hindi lahat ng students may laptop. 'Di ba kasi like sa amin sa CTU, especially sa main campus, our students using the G Classroom can just use the cell phone. So I know that this PLMS really had the features na mas okay kaysa G Class. But the problem is, how are we going to implement this with our students na wala silang laptop kasi meron silang cellphone lang?
Maybe we could explore with Sir Larry and Sir Jade if we could use the cell phone. Yes, using the web yung application version.
Kasi ma'am, di ba meron siyang kasi tinatanong ko na din ito kasi I had really the problem, but I'm trying to submit the requirements like assignments and yung mga quiz na pinagawa sa amin. But then until this point of time that I had a difficulty in my laptop kasi nung na-install na yung local host, naging mahina. Pero when I access the website, mabilis naman siya. Kaya tanong ako ng tanong at the very first day kay Sir Larry, bakit naging mahina yon? So maybe kasi old na din ang version ng laptop ko, so talagang hindi siya ma-accommodate. So
Nawala po kayo, ma'am.
Hello,
Yeah, I
yes,
think
ma'am.
I
In
think I remember you asked that question,
Yes,
Ma'am
yes,
Ann.
sir. Up to this time, sir, nahirapan ako uneven enrolling sa students. Ngayon lang ako nakapag-enroll nung nagtanong ako kanina, sir. Kasi every time mag-open po ako ng like for example, mag-open ako ng settings. Pag-open ko, it took 1 minute for me to open it. And then, kaya next na kayo, pero ako nandito pa rin sa like isang setting lang. So I really had the difficulty in following. Kaya dun sa mga pinagawa nyo, kahapon at ngayon, hindi na ako talaga nakafollow. But then I'm taking down notes. And at the same time, uma-access ako sa aking laptop, pero mahina nga yung local host. Kaya I wonder why. Di ba meron naman pong yung nasa website na model po? Or ito lang talaga yung yung offline?
Actually, there's a website version naman. In fact, there's an app where you can open, but I'm not sure. I would like to verify this with Sir Jade, if this is possible. Now, we
Yeah.
could also use this for the PLMS.
Kung dyan, sige sir. Sige sir.
Yeah. Yeah, for one, is the main intention really is to promote the use of the the portable learning management system, and that's the PLMS. The only consideration to that is on students, or the limitations. Students and teachers should have a desktop or a laptop. Now, we totally understand about some students do not have the gadgets. No, some students do not have the gadget, particularly desktop and laptop. The option really, if you want, which will still need internet connectivity, and there should be an investment in the institution, because you need to set up a web-based Moodle class, like the one in our soul.su.edu.ph. That means your institution should have a web-based version of the learning management system, so that you can set up the mobile version of it. Okay, so that you can set up a mobile version to it. Now, we cannot really insist to use PLMS in the mobile, because PLMS is not designed as a mobile app. PLMS is designed for a desktop or a laptop or a Windows OS app. In other words, let's stop thinking how we can implement PLMS in a mobile app. Now, if we are interested of the mobile app, the team can also assist you. After all, you know already Moodle, you know already PLMS. We can assist you on how to set up the mobile version, but it's gonna be useless if the institution do not have a server, or do not have a web-based version of your Moodle or of your learning management system. So how to set up? It's either you are going to host it locally, meaning you have to invest a computer, you should have a server, the university will set up like our soul, no? But the other option also is you are going to subscribe the server, meaning you have to find a provider for you to for them to host your data, to host your Moodle server. Now, how we can help? We can assist you on how to set up, if you wish to set up your own institutional uh, Moodle version, so that students can access it, so that students can access the offline version. And it is really true that yung mobile version ng Moodle can still run even without internet connection, but in terms of quiz, it will not function. It's just basically for viewing and for reading purposes. Please confirm, Jade. Am I right?
Yes, yes sir.
Okay. Yeah. So yung In fact, itong si Our Soul, kunting setup lang yan, you can actually download the Moodle version into that. Meaning, you can view the resources at Our Soul kahit wala kang internet connection as long as it's already synced into your mobile phone. Parang ano lang ma'am, parang Facebook, pag nag-open ka, or hindi siguro Facebook, no? Or pag may mga apps na na-install in our mobile app, in our mobile gadget, tapos na-store na siya, nasi-sync na yung data, kahit walang internet connection, ma-open natin. But in terms of interactive activity, like the one introduced by Ma'am Janice and Ma'am Myla, hindi siya mag-work kasi nga interactive. It needs real-time application. May mga free sites din. May mga free sites on Moodle, but again, the issue actually there is more on the data integrity kasi hindi natin alam saan mapupunta si data. I mean, it's because it's free, so obviously all the data will be placed somewhere else. Unlike if we have an institutional Moodle-based, web-based Moodle, then we have the control of our data. So, ganun siya, ma'am. So, if the university is interested to put up your own LMS similar to our Soul, similar yung virtual classroom natin, we can assist you on how to set it up. It's an investment, ma'am. No? It's an investment for the university to put up that kind of learning management system. I totally understand the intention because the intention siguro nag-profiling na at yung estudyante is wala talagang desktop or laptop. Tomorrow, ma'am, I will explain some of our experiments because we experimented how we implement a school that do not have or they do not have computer. I mean, students do not have computer. It may not be applicable in your institution, but just to share very quickly, we tried an experiment before where students just go to an internet cafe or parang computer kiosk. Kaya sabi ko, it may not be applicable today kasi bawal pa rin yung face-to-face. But for limited perhaps, what yung experiment namin is the campus or some barangays, they put up their own computer, parang computer kiosk, so the students will just go in there and they can activate or process their data. So it's still just to accommodate or provide some avenue for the students to process their data. May iba rin kaming experiment na yung school nakipag-communicate with the barangay hall. I mean barangay captains, different barangay. Tapos yung mga barangay nag-put up ng mga computer kiosk para yung mga estudyante na walang computer, they can also go at their respective barangay. So ganun yung mga setup. Again, it may not necessarily be applicable in your university or in your locality because of health protocol. But I think that's what Ma'am Janice was referring to, that we can explore other possibilities because there are some pedagogical underpinnings behind in terms of the implementation. So in short, ma'am, hindi talaga pwede si PLMS in a mobile device.
Sige, thank you po, sir. Kasi last year po, sir, nag-invest po ang CPU ng Odilo. Tapos parang hindi talaga siya nag-workout. In fact, one of the investments po ng school, na-provide ang school ng internet connectivity for both Globe and Smart. But then, yun nga, hindi siya magamit kaya parang hindi rin kahit na pwede siya sa CP pero may problem pa rin sa connectivity ang mga students. So, ang nangyari ngayon, bumalik kami dun sa LMS na G Classroom na free. Pero yung ininvest ng CPU for yung Odilo nga, hindi na namin nagamit, parang di na yata ni-renew or something kasi parang hindi siya nag-work out. Yun lang po, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sige, ma'am.
All right, thank you for that one, Sir Dave. Yes, going back to our training, we have a question here from Catherine, where and how to give a grade
For
on
4C, activity 4C.
Okay, can you kindly please mute? Ma'am Kat, grading of quizzes, I'm sorry, essay will be on your end. Hindi po automated ang essay grading. How to grade an essay would be just similar to, okay, I'll demonstrate that one. I think I have missed that part. 1 second.
Actually, I discussed that also yesterday, Sir Larry. The other day.
Oh, yeah. Oo nga.
Oo. Because while for the other types of quiz, you can specify exactly what are the possible answers to those types of quizzes. But it's like there's no way that you can just type in a paragraph and then use that because it's an essay, di ba? So mahirap po siyang gawan ng automated na grading.
Yeah, manual.
So it has to be done manually. You can only set the number of points for a quiz, but that the grading will be done manually.
Okay. Ma'am Kat, I hope we're able to answer that question unless you want me to demonstrate that one. Let me just show quickly here, but I don't think I have an essay question. Let me just add. I'm not sure if I can still edit the quiz. Okay, so I have to create a new quiz. So once someone has taken the quiz, you can no longer add or remove items. So you have to create a separate one. So let me just illustrate essay then. Give me 1 second. Okay. The score. Sige. Okay. So let's just say I add a new question here, and that would be essay, right? So essay. So let's just say Q1 and write reflection on this PLMS training. 250 words. So sample lang natin. So you have these settings. I'll leave those default para mas mabilis. And
if you have noticed, unlike other types of exams, for essay, you cannot specify the answer. So wala po siyang answer na part where you can type in the possible answer for that exam.
Yes, thank you for that, Ma'am Jan. So the grading for essay has to be manual. So syempre naman, wala pang AI si Moodle. Maybe in the future, no, meron na. But for this particular essay type question, we have to answer, or we have to grade them manually. Okay, so of course the maximum grade, let's just say 100. Okay. And then let me just double check. I forgot to set the timing. Okay. It should be available by now. (16) 24-hour format. Don't forget that, so that you will not get confused. So yes, attempt quiz now. So of course I have to take this as a student. So I have to log out and answer the quiz as a student account. And let's go to that particular essay quiz. Attempt, start attempt. So let's just say the answer to the quiz is that one. So to make things much faster. So this time, submit the student. And then log out ulit tayo. Finish review. Mabilis ba? Sorry, I was really simulating already. I want to simulate the actual grading. Pasensya. So hopefully you're able to follow that one. And then we have to go back and log in as a teacher. And then we go to that particular quiz. So all we have to do is go to the essay quiz and click on this link here. So 1 of 4 attempted, and click on attempts. By this time, you cannot grade it yet because it's not yet, not everyone is able to take the exam. So everyone needs to finish the exam before you can grade. But you can actually click here. So Ma'am Kat, you can see here at the bottom part that the grade is grade over 100. So you can actually click not yet graded. And then you can click on the make comment or override mark. And then you can place, you will see this window here. So, oh, I think I only set one. Sorry, I should have set, depending on how many points you want the students to earn. So I think this allows 2 decimal places, right? So if the answer for this one is 0.5 out of 1, so the student should get only 50 points. If I'm not, I hope I got that one right. Yes, 50 out of 100. So it would be best also when you grade your essay, although it's not pretty much applicable sa PLMS, kasi para mas continuous yung checking or grading all students, but it's not applicable with PLMS. Kasi individual yung pag-grade natin sa students. So you can simply go to the quiz itself. Sorry. And go at the bottom part. And then click on not yet graded. So this is where you can actually click on and grade the essay question. So I hope that answered the question. So we still have questions. Ma'am Edna, sir, paano po kaya yung calculated multiple choice? Okay, she's referring to problem solving and gusto Okay, go problem solving. Okay, calculated multiple choice. Would that options that we have right now, ma'am, not applicable, like the percentage of
Tinatry ko siya kahapon, sir, dun sa ano kami ng question bank. Siya ano hindi, kumbaga hindi ina-accept yung question ko, gawa na meron pa siyang wildcard na sinasabi at least daw, merong wildcard na gano'n. Kahit ang choices lang niya, numerical na yung sagot. Kumbaga, halimbawa, 10 meters per second, gano'n. So, merong sinasabi dun sa prompt na nakalimutan ko na eksaktong sinasabi, pero may something about wildcard.
Wildcard.
Parang
Sir
yun
Jade.
sa, kagaya sir, nun sa case sensitivity, may nilalagay tayo na asterisk para hindi siya case sensitive. Hindi ko alam kung paano yung sa calculated multiple choice.
Okay. It would be best. Do you think you can give us a sample of that particular quiz, ma'am? Hindi ko ma-imagine kasi siya. Let me see. Let's go back to the course.
Hanapin ko lang sir yung example ko. Actually, hindi siya na-save kaya uulitin ko na naman.
Okay. I want to visualize that particular case, but let's see if I can try that one here. So basically, your choices would be, you have numerical choices, I believe, right?
Opo.
So for each choice, out of the choices, let's say you have 4 choices, how will the score be computed for that one?
Kagaya lang sir din nung ginagawa natin sa may multiple choice.
Okay.
Na pagka yun ang tamang sagot, 100%. Kapag hindi yun ang tamang sagot, 0. Ganun lang din sir yung ginagawa ko. Kaya lang, meron kaya hindi niya tinatanggap, merong prompt nga na lumalabas. Tinry ko siya na gawin na halimbawa, 10 yung sagot ko sa true sa 10. Bali 10. Tapos, nilagyan ko ng other, yung wildcard na sinasabi niya, ginawa ko 10.0 or 10.00, gano'n. Hindi pa rin siya tinatanggap.
I see. So, okay. So technically, the value of the actual result or the actual answer, para gusto mong may wild card.
Opo. Hindi po, yung system po ang nangihingi ng wildcard something. Hindi ko kasi siya na-screenshot eh.
Okay. Sir Jade, can you imagine that particular scenario? Okay, let's just say for example. Yes, go ahead.
Kasi sir, I think based dun sa explanation ni ma'am, no, I think ma'am, it's best to use the multiple choice if you will not be using wildcard. Kasi for calculated multiple choice, yun yung mga items na, for example, area of a certain area of square, tapos may wildcard ka na gagamitin doon, yun yung kumbaga constant doon sa mismong question nyo. Yun yung pwedeng gamitin yung calculated multiple choice. Pero pag normal lang naman na may question ka, may mga choices ka, then you can use the multiple choice po. Wag na po yung sa calculated multiple choice. Kasi sa calculated multiple choice, yun yung may mga formula, ma'am, na like finding a certain area.
Formula niya.
Yes po, kaya may wildcard siya.
Okay, sir. Sige po. Noted po.
Yes.
Thank you po.
Thank you for that, Sir Jade. Any other question? Okay. Any okay, so any technical concerns, yung may localhost issues, we can entertain that now.
Sir Lar?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you want to screen share how to download the book. I mean the manual.
Okay.
Settings, not the print book below the ebook.
Let's see. They're referring to.
They're
Okay,
referring
okay.
to the manual.
Okay, wait. So once you the materials in our soul for every day can be downloaded. So once you have once you are in that page, you can actually download them. So I noticed some of you, when you click on the print book, it's going to cause an error. So you can click on the gear icon, then print book. So you will then see this particular outline or this page. So everything is already here, and you can actually print that one, and it will be converted, or it can be printed and it can be exported as a PDF file. So usually we have option to print to PDF automatically within Windows. So that would make it easier. So just type the file name, day 1, for example. So that should be already in your downloaded files. So we have that here. Okay. Okay, so I think we will just make this available as a PDF file.
Sir Larry?
Yes, Sir Jade.
Yes, sir. I think, sir, for the participants, wala silang gear icon kasi students sila dun sa virtual classroom. So what we can do, sir, is we just give them the PDF copy na lang dun sa.
Yeah, we will be the one to download it as a book and then share it to them.
Yes, sir. Kasi yung print book dun sa ano, it's currently not working.
Okay. So yeah, we will make a PDF format of this manual so that you can easily download them. Although the videos will not be included, but you can refer them back when you go to when you click on the links that are embedded. Okay. Any other concerns? Questions? So for tomorrow, I believe we have our session starts at 3 p.m. Am I correct, Sir Dave?
Yes, we will start at 3 p.m.
So if your colleagues at work, they are still interested to learn the PLMS, they can still follow this online course, and then we can assist them if they have issues even after the training.
Yes, I just want to reiterate for those who are already also enrolled in technology enhanced flexible learning, you will have your live session with one of the speakers, Teresa Kwong, tomorrow, September 25 at 2 to 3 p.m. Now, right after that, because just in case you're also enrolled in that course, we will have the closing ceremony for portable learning management system at 3 to 4 in the afternoon. And that's when we will discuss with you the implementation options, the one that was mentioned by Dr. Dave earlier. Okay, so time check, it's 4:45. I believe there are no more questions. Sir Larry, okay na?
I believe so, unless they have other pahabol questions. Stretch muna, stretch.
Demo mo.
Sir Lar?
Yes.
In the near future after this training bala, is it okay if I keep on bothering you guys for help in terms of
Yes, Sir Cooks. We will be very happy to accommodate all of you. In fact,
Thank you.
tomorrow we will announce and we will also post it on Soul regarding the schedule that we will have after this week. So next week, meron pa po tayong mga 1 hour per day na mga consultation. And maybe to make it easier, because the team also have other responsibilities, we will schedule na lang kung ano yung day and hour kung saan you could go online and you could meet any of us. So magsi-schedule na lang kami ng topic, tsaka kung sino yung team member who will be catering to your questions or concerns. And all of these will still be recorded so that the others will also be guided in case you could not join the Zoom synchronous session. And then aside from that, we also have the chat or the forum, and we will try as much as we can to answer them individually.
Merong email naman, ma'am, no? Miss Jan.
Yes, sir, meron din.
Thank you.
Okay po. But sometimes, sir, we would prefer that you post it on the forum so that if just in case any of the participants also have similar experiences, your question and our answer will also be able to help them. Okay, thank you. And so at this point, maybe we can now have the photo up. And so may I request everyone to switch on their videos. It will be nice to see your faces and get to know you kahit virtual man lang. We know how difficult it is to have this being done online. No? So mas okay sana kung physical, di ba? So you would be already here in Silliman. But hopefully we could still do this in the future. Okay, so okay na ba lahat? Naka-on na ba yung video? Sige, so we are down to only 68 participants. So we will have only 3 windows. So 3 photos. So kindly hold on to your smiles. Okay, so okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Smile. Okay. So that's page 1. Okay, and then we'll have window number 2. Again, your most beautiful smile. And handsome pala. And the last one. Smile. All right, so again, thank you so much and looking forward to
Thank you, ma'am.
our last day synchronous session tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you, Sir
Thank you,
Larry.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tomorrow.
Thank you po.
Welcome.
Thank you, Ma'am Janet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you po. Thank you, ma'am and sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Maraming salamat.
See you
Thank you po.
again.
Alice.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat sa lahat.
Safe po.
Take care, everyone.
Kay Ma'am Isabel.
Hi, Sir Dave.